Hello everyone, Taylorson here and welcome back to our Tour de France playthrough on the Tour de France 2026 game. We're into the mountains, the proper mountains, and Alpe D'Huez awaits a summit finish up the Ore category climb. But here is how the GC looks going into the stage. Tadej Pogacar leads the way 1 minute 33 ahead of Jonas Vingegaard. Remco Evenepoel at 2 minutes 57 in third, with Paul Seixas fourth at 3 minutes 15. Juan Ayuso might just be out of the podium battle. He's in fifth and over 3 minutes behind Seixas, but we'll try and gain as much time as possible today. And this stage is fertile ground to do that. We start in Gap and we head up the Alpe D'Huez, the mythical climb and the first of 2 ascents at this Tour de France. The second one though is not as long, so this is the best chance we've got of distancing Paul Seixas. 5 climbs on the route. Let's do this.
Hello and welcome everyone. Here we go. The first finish in Alpe D'Huez of this tour before tomorrow's is at the end of a short and dynamic stage. The climbers will have plenty of opportunities to get to the front of the race, whether it's at the start with the Col Bayard or Col du Noyer, or in the run-up to the final climb with the Col d'Ornon. This is a stage that could potentially shake up the overall classification.
Derek G is our man for the breakaway today, and he's found himself in an incredibly talented group. Del Toro is in here, Jai Hindley is in here, Matteo Jorgensen is in here, which means that EF Education Easy Post have been pacing on the front because he threatens Carapaz's 6th position in the general classification. So Jorgensen slipped in here unannounced, and EF are trying to react, which is why the gap is only at 1 minute and 36 seconds up this first climb of the Col Bayard. We're looking to take King of the Mountains points with Derek G West and trying to take a stage win as well, but it is going to be very difficult against this sort of competition. Matthew Riccatello's in here, Johannesson, Storer, etc. So loads of talent in this group. Here is Jai Hindley, and we're going to get on his wheel before going for the sprint. 400 metres to go. We've not got too much red, but we're going to try and get past everybody. Antonio Tiberi beats us to the line, and so does Tom Pidcock, but 2 points for Derek G. But look at this group. It is incredible the amount of talent that we've got. Riccatello, Yates, Del Toro, Tiberi, Hindley, Jorgensen. You'd think this would go all the way, but EF are saying absolutely not. Second climb of the day then, and the gap is still below 2 minutes because Asgreen and the rest of the EF team, even Richard Carapaz at times, has come to the front of this group to try and bring this one close at least, so that EF either can get a rider up the road and disrupt this head of the race, or put Carapaz in a position to take Jorgensen at the end of this stage. But Jorgensen does have a teammate in this group, and he has been pacing throughout the stage. Jonas Abrahamsson doing very well to stay in the group over the first climb, and is doing the same on the second, but we're coming towards the front with Derek G. Not too much energy on G, but I'm waiting for the pace of the race to slow down before I take my blue gel. Here we go for the attacks for the King of the Mountains points. We're going to try and get into the wheels and make a move up the inside of this hairpin bend. It looks like it's been blocked off though. We're going to try and find a way through everybody, and Johannesson has just about got too much of an advantage, I think. We come up alongside, but we cannot get there. Johannesson takes the first place on this climb. Next up then is the Col de Tour, the first third category climb of this stage, and the only third category climb of this stage, because then we go back into the steeper mountains, but we'll try and take every point that we possibly can get on this stage. Abrahamsson and Johannesson have gone away at the front with Jorgensen, so it looks like it might not happen, but we will try and close this one down with an attack, get in the slipstream, and use the momentum to try and come around this front three. It looks like we're not going to do that though. Jorgensen is dispensed with. Pidcock is coming up our inside, and it's going to be on the bike throw, I think. just for a singular point. That is what we do on this channel. We bike throw for one King of the Mountains point, and we do take it with Derek G. West. We'll take every point we possibly can get. Stiel Moser has sealed the King of the Mountains jersey, but it'd be nice to get another rider up in the classification. And that would certainly be the case, because I don't think this is going all the way to the finish line. Our front group of 14 is still just over 2 minutes ahead of the peloton for the intermediate sprint, which we are also going for with Derek G. West. We're looking like we are stuck behind here, but we find a gap through and take the maximum points, 20 over the line for Derek G. Penultimate climb of the day, and Matteo Jorgensen has seen the threat being posed by Richard Carapaz and has been pacing for a good portion of this final section of the stage. We have gone over the climb on the bike throw in first place, beating Johannesson for the first time. But Jorgensen's pace will not be enough for the stage win. It has certainly been enough to dispense with Carapaz and make the stage especially difficult. Carapaz has attacked away with Pogacar and Vingegaard, but I am solely focused on Paul Seixas and Remco Evenepoel. We're looking ahead of us in the GC rather than behind us. Stroins has given us one final turn, and we are now attacking away from that pair, and we are going to try our best to slither through the dribs and drabs of breakaway riders. We're dropping Derek G. West back, and we're going to try and put time into Seixas and Remco. We've been waiting the whole Tour de France for this to happen, and finally Tadej Pogacar is delivering us what we have wanted. A decisive attack from the Slovenian in the yellow jersey that has dropped Jonas Vingegaard and has him on his own at the front of the race. The Danish rider, though, is trying his best to peg him back. Juan Ayuso is the fourth rider on the road at the moment. Tobias Harland-Johannesson is somewhere in between these pair, and there he is now. Ayuso flies past him on the slopes of Alpe D'Huez, and it is away now in third in the race, and that means that bonus seconds are going to the GC riders. This is Isaac Del Toro, who was also in the breakaway today, and Paul Seixas is behind him. Two rivals for the white jersey in real life, and two rivals for the white jersey in game as well. Remco Evenepoel gets onto the wheel of Paul Seixas, but we're going to stay with Tadej Pogacar now, who is into the final kilometre in the yellow jersey on Alpe D'Huez. There is no place better to take a stage win, and he's got more than enough time to post up. Tadej Pogacar wins on Alpe D'Huez. Jonas Vingegaard will finish in second place, and the battle continues for this Tour de France. But I think Tadej Pogacar has taken a major lead now in that yellow jersey classification. Vingegaard is in second on the stage and overall, and Juan Ayuso will gain time on Paul Seixas and Remco Evenepoel, who are in this next group. Jai Hindley is with Remco Evenepoel, and boy was he needed at a time like this to close down Paul Seixas's attacks and cross the line with Remco ahead. Tadej Pogacar is a winner atop Alpe D'Huez. Where have we seen that before? He takes the stage win on stage 19 and all but seals the yellow jersey, you would think, barring a massive effort from Jonas Vingegaard on stage 20. He wins the stage ahead of the Visma Lease-A-Bike rider by 39 seconds and takes 4 bonus seconds on the stage. 1 minute 44 behind him comes Juan Ayuso, but he takes over a minute on Paul Seixas and just under a minute on Remco Evenepoel. Seixas crosses the line 3 minutes and 4 behind Tadej Pogacar, Remco at 2 minutes 43 and Juan Ayuso at 1 minute 44. So that is a big gain for Ayuso in the general classification, which now looks like this. Pogacar leads the way 2 minutes 16 ahead of Jonas Vingegaard in second, Remco Evenepoel third at 5 minutes 50, Seixas at just under 6.5 minutes, and we've got to close down just under 2 minutes to Paul Seixas on the final stages. That might be unlikely, but we will surely give it a try, and that will be in the next episode. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and stay safe, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.